Hi guys, Martin the Vlogger here from MartinTheVlogger.com/shop, your #1 place in the world for Can-Am Spyder, Ryker or Can-Am parts, or NOBS3. No bullshit for our three-wheelers because we are doing rebranding. Now, more important stuff. Today we are doing installation of the rear shock. In our case it's Wilbers that we do sell and ship worldwide, with hydraulic preload for our F3 Limited. In our case, it's F3 Limited Special Series. You have seen my installation videos on F3S. You have seen the installation videos on RT when we are using a big lift the bike, and you can play with your hands. It's not a problem. You can squeeze your hands inside. But today's video, it's for, like, I'm trying to simulate conditions in everybody's garage and trying to do it KISS way. So keep it simple, stupid. Can we do it? It's a challenge, but we'll try to do it. So enough of this bullshit. Let's get started. Okay, so first what we have done, or what I'm doing is, you can lift or you don't have to. I have extra ramps. Many people do ask me about these. You can buy them on everywhere. Just Google car ramps with hydraulic lift. These one set can cope up with 2.5 tons. So I have several in, let's say, in my garage. So my aim is to lift the rear wheel a little, so I can get to, that's the only aim, to these wheels more comfortably. Okay, so let's see if we really need this, or whatever lift that you can, or whatever thing that you can lift the bike a little, but securely, okay? So without any problems, you can work here without any hazard. That rear wheel and lifting up, watch till the end and let's see if we really do need it. But now what we definitely need, shock has a bolt on the bottom, or bolts, and on the top, right? And we need to get to the top, so it's here. How to get there? We need to get rid of this back plastic. In order to do that, rear wheel, backrest, seat, service panels, and also this needs to go. Let's do it. So service panel is easy, just rotate and remove. Lift the front hood. Remove 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. My top tip here is, and you need just Torx T25, I guess. My top tip here is this bolt that I'm doing right now, this one in front, more towards your front wheel. When you will be putting these bolts with whatever installation back, make sure you are 100% on the right spot. Don't they try to go like a little bit different direction, and then you are ruining the inside where the bolt is hooked. I don't know how to call it. On so many F3s I have seen it damaged, and then it's pain in the ass. So don't do it with mechanical or electrical thing like this. Just do it with your hand if you are not super sure. It's very important. This one is not that bad, but this one, this likes to go bad. I think it's quite logical that whatever I do on that side, we need to do on this side. You need to have a tiny bit of common sense, I guess, with these type of installations. Back seat needs to go, and of course pushing the key, turning it right. Well, back seat. If you have a rider backrest, it needs to go. And the seat, it sits on a 2 bolts, size 10. Now this bolt needs to go. Here you have push pin under the side back. So this plastic, it holds on this button, and this push pin right over here. Now just be gentle because it sits on this pin that likes to break, and slide it out. And again, there is a pin like this. But other side, on the other side, I have seen it a few times. For whatever reason, on one side of the F3s, can you see it? It's here. I don't have a push pin, but I have a bolt. Most of the time there is a push pin, but I have seen this before. There is a bolt, at least on the one side of the F3 Limited. Who knows why, when, whatever. Size 10, in case it's your case. This is very nice. This is what we need. Amazing. So, and to be honest with you, I don't think you really need anything to lift your wheel. It's much easier, of course, to get to these where they're right over here, right? Right over there. To these two bolts, or that bolt with the end cap. And also we need to get to this one. It's right there, inside. Now, from the other side, it's a little bit more complicated because those that they have pillow, the cushion that is basically filled up with air, you have a compressor in the way. The compressor is not that much in the way as this cable is in the way. We will sort it out in a minute, but first, let's go under the bike and unscrew the two bolts that we need. Okay, this job it's quite easy. We will be removing this bolt, end cap and the bolt. And of course, because there is a big pressure on this bolt, we won't be able to take it out, but removing end cap, it's plenty. So that's what we need to do now. Now, later on we will need to raise the back of the bike a little to remove the pressure from bolts, because now everything is sitting very heavily on the bolts, so you cannot remove them. But now we need to get rid of the top bolt. And for that, from this side where is not the foot brake, so from the left side of the bike, it's okay to put size 15 in there, and that's fine. But I recommend you to have either two of these or one. Let me know in the comments how to call this one. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. Size 15. Everybody understands, right? Good. So we have one there. Now the other side. The other side, actually, when you put a finger into this hole, so this is the middle one, in this one you will feel your nut there. What you can do, we can unhook this cable, remove it from the zip tie right over there and pull it on the side. But because Martin is lazy a little bit, I will just push this through and we'll do the miracle like that, because I have tried it and it works. Why? Both things are fine. So remove the cable a little, put it on the side, or just push it through from this side. Work with me. You will be absolutely fine. Of course, be careful not to lose the nut, because I don't want it to fall down somewhere into the middle of the bike. So one of your hands can go very easy on this side, so on the other side, and I'm using that hole that I have showed you before. You hear that? Damn it! Never mind, I will remove the shock and I will try to search for it. But these are real situations. Be prepared for that. This bolt that is on the bottom of the shock needs to go out very easy, just by pushing it. And because, as I told you, there is a lot of weight from the shock itself sitting on the shock, you cannot really push it out. So what you need to do against this main frame, you need to use lift and raise it, not crazy, just a tiny bit. So the wheel is not in the air, but we have removed enough pressure to push the bolt out. There we go. Sweet spot. Good. Now the same thing we need to do with this one, but once we remove it, the whole shock will fall down, so we need to hold it. found it. I don't know, guys, if you know this feeling, but that's the best feeling in the whole world. So installing Wilbers now, and you have different shocks. I don't know how it is with different shocks, but in order not to put it upside down, there are two things to, in case of this rear shock, to look after. First, it's the sticker, so it must be like Wilbers, and you must read it like this, not upside down. Two, you have this click system. The click system, it's actually a rebound, so everything it's customly built for every single customer, and the rebound is like how fast or how slow your Wilbers shock will go back from the compression. So basically you can say it's kind of a stiffness of the shock. Not really, but kind of. And what you need to do, and there will be a difference, there are many people ordering it without hydraulic preload and with hydraulic preload. Again, stiffening or softening the shock. When you have more load, you make it more stiff. When you have less load, you release it a little. Now I need to have it on rider or on exhaust side, because that's where we will hook it up. So I need to make sure when I'm installing it, it goes to the right side. So where is the exhaust? And upside down, I have already explained to you. So first we will hook the top of the shock. I recommend to put the end cap on the top bolt back right now, so when you drop it, you don't have to take out many parts. Now, of course, you do not need this that you have removed from the stock shock. You have this brand new spacer, and you need to reuse the bolt and end cap. And how it goes, needs to go through. The shock holder is here, spacer from the other side, end cap, and the bolt, of course. I don't think I have to tell you that you need to remove these zip ties. It's exactly there not to lose these parts. I'm not using any Torx packs, just simply tie it as good as possible. And there is a lot of pressure on that bolt itself when the bike is not on the lift. So the bolt is not going anywhere. You don't have to worry, but make sure it's tied properly. Plus it's a secure end cap, so it's gonna be all fine. Does it surprise you that you need to tie the top bolt as well? I don't know, but you need to do it. One more. Good, that bolt, it ain't going anywhere. Now, in case you do not have this hydraulic preload, your installation is almost over. I will not go with you how to put plastics together, plastic covers and seat and stuff like that. Just do it vice versa as you undone it, all right? If you have the hydraulic preload, you need to work a little. How it goes on the bolt that holds the exhaust. It's not the easiest accessible area for the hydraulic preload adjuster, but you won't be rotating that thing every other day, right? So it's just once a time. Obviously, we will be playing around exhaust, so make sure your exhaust is not hot at all. And what you need to do as a first thing is just position this thing. So this is the bolt. Not sure, this is quite a tight area. Okay, so this is our bolt. Can you see it? It's where it holds there's only one bolt that holds the exhaust, okay? Now, you need to take the hydraulic preload, and of course, if it hangs from here, you need to put it up, and it needs to hang between exhaust and this brake caliper, not caliper, but brake frame, wheel frame. So I have it here. Now what I have done, I need to see, okay, should it go this way or should it go the other way? It will be stick like this on the bolt, so right over here, just like this, okay? So I know that I need to put a bracket on this side, not on this one. Do you got it? So the bracket can go here or there, but I need to make a decision from which sides first. So it needs to go from here, so I will do it. So bracket, bolt, spacer, and cap. Bolt, washer, I'm sorry, not a spacer, washer, and cap. Oh, it's super hard to show it to you on the camera, but holder of your exhaust, there is a bolt. From the other side, it's the end cap. So I need to unscrew only the end cap so my exhaust will not fall down on me. And what I like are these things, you know, so it rotates onto the one side or this way. I have many of these in the garage, size 15. They make my life a little bit easier. Son of a... Literally, what sort of an idiot would tie this exhaust so much? Now, just grab your hydraulic preload, rotate it, put it on the bolt, and put your end cap in there. Good. This is it, guys, from the installation. I cannot show you more. Basically, all you have to do, I'll not put it together because as you maybe know, I'm recording you episodes about how we rebuild this amazing bike. It was, I believe, 7 episodes or something. So I still need it for pedal box and belt tensioner, but this is it. You have the stiffening and softering adjuster right over here. Just be careful on the exhaust. It's a little bit unlucky, but it's still fine because, as I said, you will be not using it every day. Put plastics together and you're good to go for a test ride. Guys, in case you like this video, give it a like. Write something into comments because it helps to video to catch attention. Maybe say to your friends that, hey, there is a dude called MartinTheVlogger. Check on his YouTube channel, he has some videos that may help you. And remember, in case you would like to buy yourself Wilbers shocks or sway bar or any other aftermarket part, visit MartinTheVlogger.com/shop. In case you would like to ride Europe, because this bike you can rent actually, go to tourzone3.com and remember, always have fun.